This is the video talking about the 30-day Kick Your Cravings challenge kickoff. Yahoo! And I even brought confetti. Yay! Oh, confetti! Yay! It's a kickoff. Not quite as important as the Super Bowl kickoff, but pretty darn important, because this is all about respecting and treasuring your inside body. And that's what I'm all about. Everybody else can worry about the outside body, and it's worried about plenty and all of the entertainment and all the ads and all the magazines. Everybody looks beautiful and healthy and young. So I like to worry about the cells on the inside, because that's how we get all of our energy, because health is a journey, right? And we learn how our body works best so that we can enjoy our life with plenty of energy and vitality for all the things we do for the entire life that we live. And I can see Yvonne is on. Hi. So what I want to talk about in this challenge is this mind-body connection that happens all the time, because our mind sometimes does crazy thinking, right? All by itself. We don't even think about it, and all of a sudden it's thinking and it's telling us stuff. So we kind of fool ourselves. We fool ourselves into thinking that we need to eat more, or we need to do something that isn't particularly great for our inside body. That's our mind. So we're going to learn some self-care techniques around that. And we're going to learn about an eating style that's balanced and healthy and that our body understands, because our body's inside doesn't understand a lot of the food that we give it. And so it has no choice but to try to eliminate it. Only it just eliminates at a certain level. It only has a slow level. It doesn't have a fast speed. So what happens is, when it can't eliminate all those toxins, it stores it in all those fat cells that we have. So a balanced and healthy eating style, allowing for our optimum energy, but still allows for some flexibility and maybe a few guilty pleasures, because we all like a few guilty pleasures once in a while, right? And we're going to learn how to self-monitor our progress, because if we don't self-monitor ourselves, who is? And so we'll take you from that silly self-indulgence thing that we eat food with a lot of addictive substances in it and stuff all day, to and that kind of stuff just fills these immediate cravings that we have, right? We're going to move over to eating balanced foods, good healthy foods that our body, our inside cells, actually understand and crave. And the secondary goal, which is kind of the same as the main goal, is that health is a journey, right? So we're going to take small self-care steps that you can use for the rest of your life, if this is all you do, is this one challenge. And we're going to learn to journey that over time, because weight is an interesting thing, right? So weight that has been with us for a little while, like maybe over the holidays or the Super Bowl or Valentine's or all of this last month and a half, which is why the challenge is starting on the 15th of February, because we're kind of through all of that. So we're going to talk about how we can lose that weight a little bit faster. And you'll probably lose that weight that you just gained during that period of time, during this challenge. But it's the weight that has been with you longer, the weight that's been with you 10 years, 20 years, however long it's been with you, that's a little harder, because it's deeper. And so you'll learn about that, and you'll learn about how to be patient while it's coming off, because we're not 16 anymore. Darn it. We're just not. And our body doesn't work the way it used to. It's a little bit slower. But sometimes it's a little bit slower than it should be, because of the food that we eat. So we'll learn how to speed up that metabolism a little bit. So you can kind of expect a transformation from general overindulging to occasional overindulging. And I see Deborah Hall on here. Hi, Deborah. So glad that you joined us. So I wanted to talk also about what the challenge involves. It's not a huge thing. It is a 30-day challenge, however. The 30-day challenge starts today, and there's nothing to do after today until Monday. Yahoo! Every day there'll be a 3 to 5 minute video of me, or I may show up on Facebook Live, but either way, you'll be able to watch the video if you don't manage to be there during the Facebook Live. And then you'll be given an activity of something to do. Maybe it is a certain kind of water to drink or a certain exercise to do. And I expect that that'll only take you just a few minutes during the day. But then I'm going to ask you to post a picture or a comment. You can just comment if you don't want to show up live. Or you can take a video if you're really, if you're comfortable with that. And you can post something about your daily activity to the Facebook group. Now, there's going to be some activities that we're not going to want to see you live. So we're just going to want you to comment for those. And we'll tell you about that. But then the third thing that you're going to do every day is comment on one other person's post, because it's always nice to get a positive bit of love from any of your other sisters. So 3 things that you have to do. And everybody who completes all these activities are going to get to come to a finisher's party in the end. Yay! And we'll have a lot of fun, and we'll take this just a little bit deeper, and it'll just be so much fun to actually meet people. And that'll be on Zoom, so we can talk together and say hi and all that kind of stuff. So it'll be fun. So what happens that takes us from this happy, energetic, optimistic young person, young adult, to somebody who is maybe partying too much or drinking too much, eating too much pizza, and all that kind of stuff, and we can't stop? What is it? And we just can't control ourselves. We rationalize it in a lot of different ways, lots of different ways. But really, it's all, or at least I find that most of it is about sugar and about not knowing what it is or how much that we can eat, or really looking at the food and monitoring what it is that we eat every day. And, you know, a lot of times when we're younger, we think, okay, we're going to go out and we're going to be adults and we're going to do everything we just want to do. I remember myself thinking I can eat a whole package of cookies, because my mom, my dear, lovely mom, who's with me every day, she only lets me 2 cookies every day at lunch and after school, right? So I was going to eat a whole package of cookies, and I think I did, Oreo cookies, one day. And what happens when we overeat is that our body doesn't feel so good. But we learn to ignore that. Gee, I'm kind of a stomachache. I wonder what that was. Maybe it was too much ice cream. Maybe it was too much pizza. Or I wonder why I can't stop drinking alcohol like I thought I could. When I was younger, I thought I could just stop this stuff and it would just go away, but it doesn't, right? And we just kind of keep doing this stuff, and we ignore the things that our body is telling us. Our body has these very subtle ways of saying, that doesn't work. So my dear mother every day made sure we had salad made out of iceberg lettuce, which she didn't understand what the difference was, and tomatoes, which she thought was a very healthy salad. And we had to eat it. We had to eat everything on our plate. I still eat everything on my plate because that was drummed into me my whole life. I don't know what was drummed into you, but I'm just sharing some of my stories. Turns out that I'm allergic to tomatoes, that I discovered about 5 or 10 years ago, somewhere down the line. And gee, no wonder I didn't like tomatoes. No wonder I never liked those salads, because there's one thing in them that I was allergic to, and I wasn't paying attention to it. Eventually, it would make my tongue, a tomato, and even to this day will make my tongue swell so that I can't speak, which is a real problem. But we don't listen to those little things along the way. And so when we end up, our body is not what we expect it to be. A lot of times it's because we're not listening to it. We're not listening to what it's telling us from the inside out. We can't see the rashes that we're getting on the inside. We only see the rashes that we get on the outside, on our skin, right? But we don't realize that we're also getting rashes inside our body. And our body has to deal with that from the food that we eat. So, Debbie Carr. Hey, Debbie, thanks for joining. So, we go along and we beat ourselves up because we have too much weight, because we're not able to do certain things that we expected that we should be able to do, that we're too tired, that we can't get out and walk as well as we could, that our legs, our ankles are swollen, our, I don't know, just different things that we deal with. We aren't sleeping well, and we don't know how to make a change. It's like turning a ship around, right? These great big giant ships, container ships, can you imagine they're going straight? And what if they had to turn around really fast? Well, that's what happens with our body. We're saying, okay, I don't like this. Now I want to turn the ship around. It's not so easy. And so where do you start? It's hard to know where to start. And that's what this challenge is all about. So during the first week, excuse if I look away a little bit, but I'm kind of making sure I'm following my notes, or else I'll just go off on these tangents. So during the first week, we're going to start you off by figuring out what's important for you. You're going to figure out what's important for you. I'm just going to give you some guidelines and how to figure what your best self is, what your best body, health, or life looks like for you. We're going to do that really quickly during the day. Like I said, you'll only have to spend 5 or 10 minutes on your part. We're going to learn how to fire the critic in your head, right? The one who tells us that, we're never going to be able to, whatever it is that this critic tells us. We're going to learn about our habits and how they work, and how that mind-body connection is really kind of disconnected, actually. And then during the second week, we'll learn these self-care techniques that I'm talking about, and develop the ways to support our body physically and with what we eat. And then the third week, we're going to talk about self-monitoring ourselves, self-monitoring our body, actually. In fact, all of this is kind of about self-monitoring our body. Because we can't see inside, it's really hard to decipher what's happening in there, right? You can't open it up and zip it and look inside and say, oh, what's going on in there? And since we've spent so many years not listening to it, we don't really know the signs and the signals until we start listening. So these monitoring techniques will help us to listen to our body. The stomach pains, if you ever get stomach pains when you eat, flatulence, burning in your throat, constipation. I mean, there's just a huge number of stuff that we ignore every day and just put it off to, oh, it's because I did this, because I did that. And we start to feel like it's normal, right? So that is what the 30-day Kick the Cravings Challenge is all about. And there's still a couple more days to join. And in fact, you'll have time to join during the first week at any time. But I suggest that you start with us on Monday so that you're not doing the catch-up thing. But if at any time you can't do an activity during the day, you have weekends off. So you can catch up during the weekends. And there's 17 videos that you'll get to respond to. And we'll become this great circle of friends here. But at the end, you'll have 2 more extra days that you can finish up if you get behind at any time. So it's not a big worry about whether you're doing everything every day. You can work with us for a day or two and take off a day or two and then catch up on the weekend. So it's not a big thing, and it's not going to take you a ton of time during the day. But you'll see is a big transformation over this period of time. And in the end, we'll have this finishers party that'll be great fun, and we'll be able to take it just a little bit deeper even. So are there any questions? Let me see. I don't know that anybody's asked questions, at least in my comments, but please do. And please feel free. Please just sign up for the challenge. Go to my website, www.verdurewell.com. It's VERDUREWELL.com. There's also on the left side of the Facebook page, I think that there's a picture. It says 30-day Cut the Cravings or Kick the Cravings Challenge. Just click on that and that'll take you over to my website. Sign up there. There's a small charge of $47, which is just a minimum charge for all of the stuff that you're going to get in this challenge and what you're going to get out of it in the end. And I'm just really excited. You can tell I just want to get it going because I've been working on this for years. And so I'm really excited to do this with you. So thank you, Yvonne and Deborah and Debbie, for joining me live. That was just great. I appreciate you taking the time. And for everybody else who's watching the replay, thank you also. And I hope to see you on Monday, same time. It'll be 11:30 Pacific, 12:30 Central, 1:30, 12:30 Mountain, 1:30 Central. Anyway, I write it all down, 1:30 Eastern. So I hope to see you then, because that'll be a live video also as we're starting. It may be a little bit longer than 5 minutes, but I'm going to try to keep it as short as I possibly can. There's a lot of stuff on the Facebook page. So once you sign up on the on my website, then I'll send you a notice and you can go to my Facebook page and that'll give you all the instructions. So it'd be a good idea if you can send it before day 1, just so that you don't have to do any last minute stuff here. Am I still offering the Bring a Friend discount? Oh, Yvonne. Sure. So bring a friend, 2 for 1. 2 for 1, because Yvonne asked. And so thank you. Thank you so much. 2 for 1 discount. How long do you guys want me to hold it for? Let's see. Putting the times in your calendar. Good. Thank you, Yvonne. I'll hold it for as long as you need it. So bring a friend, 2 for 1, $47 split between 2. That's $23.50. What a deal. So we'll hold that until Sunday night at midnight. Okay.